Let's do it.
Heads, impractical jokers. Tails, murderers.
Let's go.
All right, murderers again.
Woo! Welcome back to Little Stinkers, the only podcast by and for child molesters.
Oh, no. You didn't tell me that.
Jake
We're not
Patera,
that. We're not that.
John Del Calo.
What's up, dog?
Glad to be back in the same room with you boys.
Yeah, we're about to have a fun-ass time.
Man, we had a blast last week with Charles Manson, and man, people were really great about recommending people that they would like to see featured on Little Stinkers.
Oh, that's great. That's going to help us out a lot.
But you know I had my first two picked right off the bat.
Oh, yeah.
I had Charlie Manson.
Old silly Chuck.
And my boy OJ.
The juice.
You've been juiced, dude. You just got juiced.
Yeah, we just got juiced.
We just finished watching some of OJ's 2008 pay-per-view special entitled Juiced. And it's a lot like Punk'd, except with more titties and more murders.
And almost no writing. I don't think any pre-production went into that show at all.
He kind of like there's no chronological order to this. We're just gonna fucking talk about random OJ shit. Like we are morons.
That's fresh off of our dome. So,
but yeah, if you haven't seen Juiced, it's tough to find a copy.
If you haven't seen it, you must have not paid $50 on pay-per-view in 2008 when it was a one-time pay-per-view release.
But we just watched the deleted scenes, and it's really terrible pranks that don't go anywhere, that mostly revolve around trapping women.
Yeah, making them super uncomfortable.
And OJ dressing as Elvis and a midget dressing as Elvis.
I don't understand any of them. And there was a lot of footage of just women dancing on poles.
Titties, too.
Yeah, titties. There was a spy cam. This is after Punk'd, but like as Entourage is on the rise. So they were like, we need titties in this.
Oh, yeah! One thing that kind of surprised me, where it was like, do people understand what's happening here? Whereas when he would say, you just been juiced, and they would be like, come on, you got me. Like, they knew exactly what being juiced involved.
Yeah.
However, there was that one dude, I don't even know what kind of business that was. It either looked like a hotel or a car rental place.
Or something.
Like some
I think it was a hotel.
Poorly definable shit.
Yeah.
Where he was overcharged on his credit card, and OJ's sitting there for some reason in a fucking... he's a little stinker, so he's sitting there in a Elvis costume, not playing anything that anybody would recognize, and just talking shit to this dude.
Inexplicably in a hotel lobby, dressed as Elvis, holding a guitar. And I don't think, was that in Las Vegas? Is there a reason that he would be dressed as Elvis?
No, but no. He runs that town. He's
but the
officially the mayor.
costume fit him.
Yeah.
So they were pretty limited on options.
Yeah.
North Carolina.
I think OJ is unofficially the mayor of Las Vegas now. Like instead of giving him like a giant pair of scissors to cut ribbons, they just give him a giant knife to saw it open.
Yeah, I don't know. Those women seemed happy to meet a celebrity, but like they probably would have been happier with a lot of other people pranking them. I feel bad for everybody there.
Yeah, you really wish Wilmer Valderrama was around that weekend.
Yeah, dude. Oh man,
But,
you've been juiced.
Yeah, dude,
with no enthusiasm.
There's no rhyme or reason. What that reeks of is OJ, not even OJ, because he can't have the money because Fred Goldman would just take it. You know,
Okay.
When after the criminal trial, they eventually had a civil trial in '97 where Fred Goldman and the Brown family, they brought against this civil suit against him, and they were awarded $33.5 million, which OJ fucking didn't have.
Yeah.
But they got whatever he did have at the time, including his Heisman Trophy, which he had to forfeit. And
Damn, just like, yeah, take his fucking blankie, too. What fucking... These are just collectibles of your life.
Yeah, one of the things about civil court is they really just want to rile murderers up.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, now you got away with it. You know this thing that you really enjoy? Well, we're going to take that from you.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Did they sell it on eBay, or do they just have it?
I have no idea
in a
where
fucking,
it is now.
It's on their mantle.
Yeah, it's Fred Goldman's paperweight. But yeah, dude, they were awarded $33.5 million. I think they ended up getting less than like $1 million total.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and OJ's been very cautious on like how he
where his money ends
Yeah,
up.
where his money is. Like
Yeah.
they can't touch his pension. Like they're legally not allowed to touch his pension. And he
From the
fucking-
NFL?
From the NFL, yeah.
Really?
And he delayed his pension.
That would be the only way for them to get any money.
I know. But although now, like, I really think if he were to do appearances or do cameos and shit like that,
Yeah.
that would be great. Imagine opening that up on your birthday, and it's just like, oh, cool. He sent, like, John or Jake sent me a fucking cameo. I want to, probably Rob Schneider. Let me see who it is. It's like the sun's not even up, and you got OJ fucking calling your name. But, dude, he fucking cleaned up with his pension, too, because if you don't touch your pension, there's, like, this weird, like, multiplier system they use. I don't know if it's just specific to the NFL or what. But because he hadn't touched his pension until after he hit 65, they times that with, like, his service time in the NFL and a few other, like, weird factors that multiply it. So now he's getting over $10,000 a month in pension
Wow.
Damn.
that nobody can touch.
Fuck, man. That's a decent Patreon right there.
Dude, I'm saying, like, we either need to start a Patreon or join the NFL.
Yeah. You got a ball?
Yeah, baseball,
Let me
man.
stretch. We don't even have a football. All right, we'll be pitchers.
But one of the fun things about doing this is, yeah, a lot of the shit is relative to the fucked up shit these people do, but there's so much other funny shit relative to these people's lives that I had no concept of before fucking digging into this.
I think OJ might be the funniest
Dude.
out of all. He's legit a comedic actor.
Yep.
Who fucking kills it in the Naked Gun movies.
Yeah.
He's absolutely hilarious in those movies.
To that point, John, the hardest I've ever seen my father laugh was in the movie theater in Clifton Heights, Pennsylvania that's no longer there. R.I.P. Happy birthday in heaven, Clifton Heights movie theater.
Yeah, I just rode past the defunct movie theater on the way here.
No way.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, man.
They're all going away.
God damn it. I hate that. But the hardest I've ever seen my father laugh was when he took me to go see Naked Gun at that theater. People were angry at him for how much he was enjoying himself. And it fucking kicked off when OJ was found out on the ship.
Yeah, and he falls off.
And it was like, I think that might be a hard reason why it was so difficult for me to stay mad at OJ Simpson.
Dude, and after that, he doesn't have any lines. It's all facial expression comedy, dude. It's like, oh,
him
man, he got hit in his
getting
nuts.
halved in the hospital bed.
Dude, back to your dad making people in the movie theater angry. My uncle, during Lethal Weapon 4, was laughing so hard the guy in front of him got up and punched him in the face. It was in the paper.
Lethal Weapon 4?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
dude.
dude.
You got Chris Rock in the mix on that one?
Oh,
Dude.
my God.
I love that your dad went full Cape Fear in the movie theater, though. just
Dude, he was a fucking tour de force in that theater. And he would laugh, he would fart, and he would inevitably fall asleep at every fucking movie that we went to, and he would just snore because he slimmed down a lot now, but he was very overweight, and like literally 30 seconds into falling asleep, it would sound like fucking loggers were butt fucking.
And he's still probably farting, but you can't hear him because he's snoring so loud.
I almost want to send. I wish I had filmed that because I want to send it to OJ. Look, you brought the joy out of my father, so hopefully you can get some joy out of seeing him.
Dude, it's like you went to the movie theater with a Folly artist.
Oh man, but OJ is a fucking certified little stinker, man. It all started back July 9th, 1947 was his birthday,
All right.
and
47. Okay.
he was
older than my
born and
parents.
raised in San Francisco, California. And the first evidence of him becoming a little stinker was joining a gang at the age of 13.
Damn.
I was
in
a-
San Francisco.
Yeah, dude,
I
they
guess
bang
it was more
hard out
rough
there.
back then. I
Yeah.
think it's still kind of rough.
Yeah,
in
it is
some
kind of rough.
neighborhoods, Yeah.
It's Rice-A-Roni like gives everybody paints a false narrative of
Yeah.
what San Francisco.
Well, I just think it's so expensive to live there. How could there be crime? But I think there's a lot of homeless people that.
Yeah, it's either you're hyper wealthy or you're homeless there.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think there's some
any
bad
in between.
neighborhoods where you don't want to live.
Yeah.
If you're a young, well-to-do yuppie.
Yeah. And OJ grew up in one of those bad neighborhoods, dude. And his gang was not a gang that you've probably ever heard of before. And when I heard the name of this fucking gang, I immediately thought of you. And not just because we were doing the show together. Would you like to take a guess as to what his gang name was?
How many guesses do I get?
You get one.
I'm not gonna waste it.
Don't.
All right.
Jake, you want to take one?
Oh man. Please tell me the juicers. No. No.
No, the pulp. No pulp.
The Persian Warriors.
Whoa.
You've been accused of being Persian before.
Accused by every TSA agent in the goddamn city.
But yeah, he was a Persian warrior.
What was the other gang members? What were they like? Were any of them Persian?
The Pussycats. That was their rival gang. The Tabbies.
The Persians versus the Siamese.
My cousin was stabbed by a calico.
Damn, dude.
R.I.P. lady.
Wait, is that your cousin or your cat?
The cat's named after my cousin. Lady Bonifacio, R.I.P. Happy birthday in heaven. He was killed when he was 14. But yeah, dude, he was a Persian warrior, and they seemed like a very funny gang because it wasn't just about fucking shit up for the Persian warriors. They would have an annual dance that was their big event that they would put together. OJ was on the refreshment committee when he was 13.
Yo, the
Dude.
gang. A dance.
Yes.
Number one. The refreshment committee. This is a youth group, not a fucking gang.
Well, wait to hear what they get into. They do gang shit. And where it became kind of gangy was when they would go on their recon missions for procuring refreshments. The way that they would get liquor, they're all fucking around they're all little kids. Like the older gang members just want to come and chill at the fucking dance. You know, they just want to take off their shoes and enjoy the sock hops.
So they're sending the Rugrats to go.
They are. And
Get the
because
liquor?
yeah, nobody's old or at least looks old enough to fucking buy liquor. Their grift was they would go into liquor stores and a bunch of them would agree to stage a mock fight.
Yeah.
And
That's what I was
while
gonna
the
say.
clerk would be busy breaking up the fight, the other little stinkers would come in and steal bottles of liquor out of there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when OJ did this when he was 13,
He cut the guy's head off. With a fake knife.
You've been choosed.
unfortunately, when OJ did this when he was 13, the clerk knew him and knew his parents.
Oh.
So by the time OJ got home, his mother was already aware of what happened.
Damn.
And the police were there.
Did he get drunk?
I don't
drunk
know.
by the time he got home?
I did not find out if he was drunk or not.
Got a double
I would
ass
assume-
beating
Yeah.
for stealing the liquor you got drunk off of.
Yeah, double ass beating is probably how he described the murders. Too. Like, was it really a murder or was it more of a double ass beating?
Their heads were mostly there when I fucking left. I don't know what happened. She left the knife out. She tripped on it.
To that point, I think the dog might have murdered them, but we'll get to that later.
Conspiracy theory.
But yeah, he got busted and he had to spend the weekend in jail in juvie.
Damn, his parents sent him?
Well, they didn't technically send them. I mean, the cops were there by the time he got home, and his mom was there. His father wasn't home. His father was absent a lot. His father was actually a drag queen.
No way.
Yeah. Pretty hot on the San Francisco scene.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he was worried about his dad's ass whooping once his dad found out about it. So the whole weekend that he's in juvie.
Could you imagine getting your ass beat by like a drag queen
Your
father?
dad
Like, yeah.
dressed as
dude.
a woman,
Like
yeah.
Mrs.
disciplining
Doubtfire
you?
you. Like to see Children of Youth Services come to investigate, and your dad's like, "It was a run by fruiting."
Do you know his dad's drag name?
No.
Oh,
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell me.
I did phrase it like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, you guys want to take a guess?
Foj.
Yes, I'm just gonna say yes.
But the entire weekend he's sitting there, he's like, "Man, my dad's gonna fuck me up as soon as he hears about this." But the mom either kept the information from his dad, or his dad was just like busy from tired from a busy weekend of dragging.
Yeah.
So when he got home,
Was that open, though? Was he openly doing that, like leaving the house and drag, coming home and drag?
I don't think so. I think eventually
Or was
he
it
became
DL
open.
style?
Well, the reason why I believe it was DL because ultimately he came out as gay,
Okay.
and unfortunately he ended up dying from AIDS later on.
No shit.
So I would assume that like if you know with that lifestyle, like that's not something you could present to Eunice Simpson and just have her be like,
Yeah.
You know, so OJ's in juvie this entire week and thinking like, "Fuck, my dad's gonna whip my ass as soon as I get out," and his dad doesn't know about it or doesn't give a fuck enough to address it. So when OJ gets home, he's up in his room, hears his mom call him, and he's like, "Fuck, here it is." Goes down there, sees his uncle, and who else is in his living room but San Francisco Giants superstar Willie Mays.
Get the fuck out of here.
Apparently, his uncle was friendly with a local like youth group counselor who knew Willie Mays. And when they found out that OJ got popped for the liquor store thing, he contacted him and said, like, "Look, this is a kid that has a lot of athletic potential, and he's into some fucked up shit with some dudes that are going to lead him down the wrong path. Is there any way that you can maybe spend some time with him and just try to fucking show him that, like, look, there's a different way?" Because this is like
70s, late 70s.
yeah, this is the 60s.
No shit. So was Willie Mays still playing, or was he already retired?
He was still playing with the Giants then.
All right, I think that was like Willie Mays' steez. Like, my dad used to work at a youth prison in Delaware and got Willie Mays to come and like
Oh, no way.
talk to the kids. You know what I mean? Like, talk about like how sports can keep you out of trouble and that kind of shit.
Oh, that's
Got
really
an
cool.
autographed ball from him and
Oh,
everything.
what a sweet guy, man.
Yeah, so I think that was like his like humanitarianism like thing.
What if every time Willie Mays talked to a troubled youth, they went on to cut somebody's head off?
It's like, yeah, they started off great, but they really petered out at the end. It's called sprinter syndrome. But yeah, dude, fucking Willie Mays came to talk to OJ, and he took him out. Like, and OJ said one of the reasons why he really enjoyed it and got a lot out of the outing was that there was never any fucking pontification. He was just chilling with Willie Mays. Willie Mays took him out, like picked up his fucking dry cleaning, took him to a friend's house to go talk about a banquet that he was going to be speaking out in the next week or some shit like that. So it was just them chilling for 3 hours together, talking about baseball, talking about football, and just being around a positive role model.
Yeah.
And that had a huge impact on him. And I think that was
hanging out with a fucking all-star
yeah, dude.
for the night.
Yeah.
That would change my fucking world immediately.
He got his game on and he got paid. But yeah, that was enough to like keep OJ on the straight and narrow. And then within a few years, like he was tearing it up in school. And I didn't know this until recently, but one of his high school teammates was Al Cowlings.
Who he?
The guy that drove him in the Bronco on the slow speed chase.
No way.
So they were buddies. They grew up in the same neighborhood, and they had been
His fucking true roll dog, man.
his OG, man.
Yeah,
dude.
shit.
Al was a Persian warrior too, dude.
Is he the one from the documentary? He's like, I know OJ.
I don't know.
All right, bring it, guys. That's all I had. I've been so excited to do that. I've been practicing all week.
What a weird documentary
I
that was.
know
I
OJ.
also know OJ. Raise your hand if you know OJ. We can get this over way faster.
I've heard of him.
It rings a bell. But yeah, dude, they were high school teammates. Then they both went to USC together, Southern Cal, and OJ had left to play pro ball the year before Al Cowlings graduated. And Al was an exceptional football player too.
Yeah, he played the year that OJ won the Heisman, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
And which I believe was 67, and in 68, Al Cowlings won All-American honors as a defensive tackle.
Nice.
So he was a really good ball player too. And OJ, the year that he left, he was the first overall pick, and then the next year, Al Cowlings was the 5th overall pick in the draft. And Al Cowlings kind of had like a journeyman career. But one like cool thing too is like OJ spent most of his career with the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
It was
Who did he play for after that?
the
Rams?
49ers.
Oh, the Niners, yeah.
Yeah, so he just kind of wanted to go home.
Homecoming.
Yeah, so it was 2 years that he spent with the 49ers, and by that point, his best years were behind him, and it was just kind of like, I guess the Bills were just like, all right, dude, like...
Jordan on the Wizards. Like,
Yeah, it was
still
that.
want to play, but
Yeah. So they hooked him up, but one of the cool things for OJ was that Al Cowlings got to play with him those last 2 years.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. And this was pretty
Full
awesome, too.
circle.
Yep. And Al Cowlings, like, I knew he had gotten busted for aiding and abetting a fugitive for the slow-speed chase. However, they let him go after 12 hours, and they ultimately did not end up charging him.
I mean, you got the juice in your ear. Telling
Yeah.
you to fucking keep the
And he has a gun.
keep it
Yes,
in gear.
yeah. So it's
so-
like that's probably how they were able
True.
to rationalize
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
With I know this doesn't matter, but when he was on the Bills, didn't he pull a Marshawn Lynch? He retired with the Bills and then came back. I think
don't
that's
know.
what he did to get out of the contract. Because I heard at that point, at the end of his time in Buffalo, he hated Buffalo.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
very
might
understandable.
have something to do with
Yeah,
the events that took place a few years later. You never got to see Niagara Falls, and it just always pissed him off. I was so close, Nicole.
She was found in a barrel. He rolled her down the steps.
Oh.
Yeah, we found a bloody glove and 2 barrels at the scene. It looked like somebody tried to stuff the bodies into the barrels, but they couldn't get them in. But
He just didn't have the passport to go over to the other side to roll it down.
quick note: Marshawn Lynch actually loved playing in Buffalo. There's a funny clip of him on ESPN where they followed him around, and he just wanted to show them how much he loved Buffalo.
Really?
And he basically just took him to an Applebee's and a Dave and Buster's.
You should have in every other fucking city.
Yeah, and he's like, and they show him like he's like everybody loves him there, and he goes behind the bar and he's like pouring himself like a fucking Mountain Dew, and he's like, dude, it doesn't get any better than this.
They do. They let me do anything.
dude.
There's Mountain Dew in here.
Unlimited Dew.
Dude, imagine having a documentary crew and being like, this is how I do Buffalo, and going to chain establishments.
Yeah, dude. You know that would kill. Like he would probably be the coolest guy to hang out with. I'd be devastated if he didn't want to hang out, or thought I wasn't cool enough to hang out. You know what I mean?
He definitely would hang out with you, dude. I promise you, Marshawn Lynch would chill with you.
Marshawn, if you're listening.
Dude, maybe we'll lure him in when it's an Impractical Jokers podcast. Every week we're going to do the coin toss.
One of these weeks I'm going to get one.
And I'll go along with it, man.
Yes, dude.
So be prepared. You better have your notes for the Impractical Jokers, man.
Buddy, it's all up here.
Oh, dude, this was heartbreaking, though, when I found this out. Cause I truly feel bad for Al Cowlings because I think that he was just trying to help his friend out.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know the extent of it when your boy's like, yo, I need to get out of here. I could be in trouble. You don't know that there's no more heads on bodies, you know?
I mean, the helicopter's kind of a bad sign, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
This wasn't a traffic violation.
got a red light cab.
The whole time he's driving, he's looking back. He's like, "Am I being juiced?" Like, you got to tell me. It's like being a cop. Like, you got to tell me if I'm being juiced. Legally, you're obligated to let me know if I'm being juiced right now.
It's entrapment if you don't juice me.
Oh, dude, 2 more Al Cowlings things that one's nice and one's super fucked up. The nice thing is USC ended up naming a residential hall after him.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty cool. And then I think it was like 2012. Like, he disappeared, basically fell off the face of the earth. But around like 2012,
At his desire, I assume.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think the whole thing was just fucked up because I think he was friends with Nicole too, and the whole thing just kind of tore him up.
Yeah.
But I think it was around 2012 he started hanging out at like UFC practices and football games again.
Okay.
So it was like he kind of got back to normal life, but this really was fucking sad to hear about. But the last that he was heard from was that he was selling handbags in the Los Angeles area.
Damn, like out on the street.
I don't know, but
I mean, if he's in a fucking Prada store doing it, he probably gets a good commission off of that. But I think he was probably on a corner with a setup that is easily breakdownable for when the police come and bust you for selling bootleg goods without a license.
But I mean, it's fun. Like, you would think that somebody would just sit him down and say, like, look, Al, like, why not be a chauffeur?
Yeah, start a slow speed limo service.
You just put a CD in that's helicopter noises.
Pull the vehicle over.
This would be a great prank on Juice, dude.
All right, we're rebooting Juiced.
Yeah.
We gotta see what OJ's doing. Like, he's like one of the
Now's
things,
the time
for
for him
he's
to strike.
chilling. Dude, he's at Buffalo Wild Wings every Sunday.
And he's a prolific on Twitter, and people love it.
I love how he starts off every video. Hey, Twitter world. It's crazy world.
Yeah, so I feel like he's kind of getting back to his funny roots
Oh yeah, you can't get
these
away
days.
from that, dude. Even in prison, he had to have been funny.
How long did he do?
9 years.
That's fucking crazy. How
It
long has he
is.
been out? Like 4 years?
2009. I think he got out in 18, maybe.
Okay. When did the robbery happen? 2009? Or that's when the trial
That was 2007. 2007 was the robbery, and 2008 was the conviction. And ironically enough, he was convicted on October 3rd, which was the same day that he was acquitted for the murders.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
That is wild.
Dude, and well, for a lot of reasons, I'll never forget the day of the acquittal because at that time, it was October 3rd, 1995. I was a senior in high school, and I had the biggest fucking pimple of my life. It was right here, and it was so fucking big that it was there for like 2 weeks, and then finally, on the day of OJ's acquittal, 3 whiteheads appeared, so I could finally pop it.
Sweet release.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting released today, baby.
We out, bitch.
If the Noxzema doesn't fit.
Do you remember where you were when the verdict was announced?
Not the verdict. I remember the chase, though. I was in Disney World.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we were like in the hotel, and we were like, I don't know if we should go into the Magic Kingdom today. This is kind of fucking one-of-a-kind television on right now. I have a friend there that lived in L.A., and she said the chase went right in front of her house.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I don't remember. I guess it was a couple years later that the verdict was, right?
Yeah, well, the murders were in June of 94. June of 94, and then October of 95 was the acquittal. So the trial lasted like a year and 3 months.
I remember like the news coverage more than I remember the verdict. I remember like if the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
Yeah.
Fucking the lawyer, Judge Ito.
Oh, yeah.
Remember some good Judge Ito shit. I think he made a cameo in a Pauly Shore movie back then.
He was a real ham. He had a hard-on for fucking Larry King. And Larry King came back to his chambers one day, and he was blown away.
Wow.
And he when one of the days where he brought the lawyers back into his chambers, they assumed it was just going to be over some like fucking stern judicial ruling, and he just wanted to show them the autographed picture he got from Larry King.
Oh my god. A
So
little stinker in his own right.
yeah, he is, man. But you know what? The whole fucking I think L.A. is just full of them. At every step of the way, there's people that just want to fucking know somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Like with OJ, I think when he first got busted, it was in '89 for beating up Nicole.
Oh no shit! I didn't know about that.
He fucked her up pretty bad. There's pictures of it too. And apparently it had happened a bunch of times before, but '89 was the first time where anything was done about it, and he ended up pleading no contest to those charges.
Okay.
And one of the more fucked up little stinger aspects to that is that I think Nicole was apprehensive to call police because cops were constantly hanging out in OJ's pool. They would just come and just fucking use the pool.
Damn.
Yeah. It's just imagine like you fucked up shit is happening to you and you want to call the police, but you can't.
Yeah.
Because
They're not gonna do shit.
yeah, they're in the pool playing Marco Popo. You know, they're on fucking OJ's shoulders in a fucking wetsuit, in an LAPD
Chicken
wetsuit.
fighting with the juice. Dude. Oh my god. That is insane.
Yeah. But
That's a crazy fucking tidbit.
It is, and it's like, you know, you get, I mean, for a lot of reasons, you get why people don't come forward a lot of times with domestic violence allegations, but just knowing that you can predict how the outcome's going to be because your fucking husband knows all these fucking cops that are just going to fucking side with him.
Yeah, you get to like escape in the night or something in
Yeah.
that kind of situation.
And dude, in his book, If I Did It, he talks about that incident, and he's discussing it's a really good book for one. It's you kind of like, you could kind of like, he gives a hypothetical, he calls it a hypothetical, but he's clearly telling you, which I believe a lot of what he describes in detail as to what happened the night of the murders. Everything else is complete bullshit.
Yeah.
But I think he's essentially getting this off his conscience. So in the book, If I Did It, he's saying that a friend named Charlie told him that some fucked up shit's going on over at Nicole's and that he should get over there. And the fucked up shit, which I believe was that she was having dudes over while the kids were there. Now, the kids were asleep, but at the same time, it's like, all right, this seems to be like a common theme that dudes are fucking in and out of there and maybe just fucking pump the brakes while the kids are there.
Yeah. It's kind of free lovey for
yeah. Quick aside, this really made me laugh, but her homegirl Faye Resnick wrote a book too, and she claimed that Nicole would suck everybody's dick, and she referred to it as a Brentwood hello.
That's amazing.
So R.I.P. Nicole. I promise it's respectful from here on out, but I just had to get that out there. But yeah, going back to like, if
I can't believe her fucking girl put her out like that, dude.
Sold her out like that. Well, she had a drug problem.
She's
which
a regular fucking chicken head over there, dude.
I think that played a lot into why, she put out this tell-all. Dude, everybody's fucking putting out tell-alls.
Yeah, did OJ write his in jail from the robbery?
I don't know. That's a great question.
I feel like that's not a 10-year-old book at this point, is it?
It might be.
Maybe it is.
I got a copy somewhere around here.
Yeah, it might be.
Blur this last decade has been.
But yeah, it's kind of confusing. Well, there's a lot of weird shit around everything in this case, but with the book, the Goldman family obtained the rights. So the foreword is written by them, and then it goes into OJ's account. But also, there's another person that added an account to it, this guy Pablo Fenvez, who was one of Nicole's neighbors.
Okay.
So I don't know if he was just like lurking around the scene and maybe like saw the Goldmans there one day. I was just like, yo, like I'm a writer, maybe. And he was actually one of the people who heard the dog wailing.
Huh.
Oh, I want to get to this fucking dog.
Who called the cops? Do you know?
Another neighbor.
Okay.
So what happened was the dog was fucking just roaming around the property wailing, and a lot of people heard him, but a neighbor, I think Pablo Fenvez was the first one to really like take note of it. Like, all right, that's
This
kind
is
of
not normal.
It was because it was
She's
described
like crying, like
it's essentially It's funny you mentioned that
that's
because
so sad.
Dude, it's so fucking sad what this dog went through. So R.I.P. Kato the dog. Happy birthday in heaven. But
The dog's name was Kato?
yeah, Kato the dog. The Kato
Spelled
was
like Kato Kalin?
yeah, it was named after because Kato Kalin was essentially like Nicole's houseboy at first, and he would pay rent, but it seemed to kind of be like she took a liking to him and would let him like pay off some of the rent by like watching the kids.
Yeah, okay.
And then it got kind of fucked up because when it became apparent that he was going to move to the new condo that Nicole had bought with the bulk of her alimony money, OJ found out about it, and I think just to be a cocksucker was just like he spoke to Kato and was like, look, you're not going to live in that house. However, you can live rent-free in my guest house.
Yeah.
And going back to If I Did It, I'm all over the place here. I'm just excited to talk about this stuff. So going back to If I Did It, OJ talks about, gives the account of how the murder unfolded, but he says it kind of came about from his buddy Charlie telling him that some fucked up shit's going over there.
Is this a made-up guy?
I think it's his conscience.
Okay.
So, because anytime that he says that Charlie told him something, it's him kind of being the voice of reason.
Yeah.
And he says that like he went over there, and as he's walking up to like look into the house, that's when Ron Goldman appears. And then an argument ensues, and Ron Goldman's just trying to assure him, like, look, dude, I'm just returning her mom's glasses. She left them at the restaurant. I'm a waiter at Mezzaluna, and I'm literally just here to give these glasses, which OJ didn't believe it because Nicole, she had all kinds of candles set up, and she was playing, like, romantic music. I'm not convinced that Ron Goldman was the guy that was coming over for her.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's highly conceivable that he truly was just dropping off glasses. Might have been getting a Brentwood hello in the process.
Yeah.
But
dude, fingers crossed that guy got a nut off before he got fucking chopped off.
Yeah.
dude, let's I don't know, maybe we could contact the family and be like, just want to offer our
We have to know
condolences and
the toxicology report. What was the sperm count?
was there any cum on the terracotta? Oh man.
So OJ recounts seeing him and talking to him, and the guy being like, chill out.
He did, and from his account, Ron just kept reassuring him, like, "Look, dude, I'm just here to give her some fucking glasses, and
and
then
this
I'm out of here."
A couple exchanges, probably like less than a minute of.
It was,
Yeah.
but from the voices being raised, that was enough to get Nicole's attention, and she came
What
out.
were his next words? Al, stop! You're hurting me.
Well, when she came out, that's when things seemed to truly escalate, and then she's yelling at OJ for fucking just lurking in her fucking outside her house.
Right.
And
True creep style.
yeah. And he
behavior.
throws Nicole down. And he says that she hits her head on the step. I believe all this. I think this seems like it's plausible. She hits her head on the step, and at that point, that's when Ron Goldman becomes combative.
Yeah.
And he was a fucking karate guy, so he gets into a karate stance.
Whoa.
And OJ just fucking loses it at that point.
Yeah.
Now, in the book, he says he doesn't quite remember what happened. He just remembers coming to. I believe that people can black out in a fit of rage, but I think just seeing his track record about how he kind of
flips a switch and...
Not even that, John, but it's more of just a case of just absolving himself from any wrongdoing.
Yeah.
By saying, well, either this person did this or I simply don't remember doing this.
Yeah.
Like going back to like when he in '89 when he whipped Nicole's ass. When in the book, If I Did It, when he's describing those pictures, which are really fucked up, and you can see them online, he's looking at the pictures, and it's clearly that she got beat the fuck up. He's like, well, the lighting was bad, and she didn't have makeup, and it's like,
whoa,
yeah, dude, it's like,
Dude.
Yeah.
How long? When did they get divorced? Like a couple
Shortly
years before
thereafter.
the murder?
Now, they had been together for a pretty long time. I think they met in like maybe 79, and or 78. I think he was still married. They might have met in 77, and then he got divorced in 78. So he was still
okay, so they were together for a fucking minute.
They were, yeah. And she was like an 18-year-old when they met. She was a waitress.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's way younger than him, right?
Yeah, and he was still married to Marguerite, and he was just fucking around with everybody. But he took a special liking to Nicole, and she seemed, she was the side chick, and she seemed to like be okay with that lifestyle. And then, she liked all that came along with it. Yeah, and it just seemed like a truly dysfunctional relationship where, there was never any like cohesion. But they stayed together just because, they were what do they call it? Codependency.
Right. And I'm sure even though OJ was cheating with her, he probably doesn't have the attitude of like, you also go fuck around too. He's probably like, you're only allowed to fuck me.
Dude.
She's only allowed to fuck me.
Dude, to that point, he was like that hyper possessive. And probably one of the scariest aspects, aside from the beheadings, was he was his side bitch for a while, and it might have been while he was still married to Nicole, was Tawny Katane from the Whitesnake video.
She's just like the hot chick in the video?
Yeah, the chick on the
hood.
car.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
She was his side bitch. And part of that arrangement was that he made it clear to her that, like, look, you're the side chick, but you're not allowed to be with anybody else.
I'm your main
Like, he was
guy.
that much of a motherfucker about it. And
That's crazy.
she was like, yeah, okay, OJ, whatever. Now, she was, of course, like doing her own thing. She was single, she was doing her own thing. And a guy that she had moved down to L.A. with was, remember the band Rat?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like a hair metal band. The guitarist, this guy named Robin Crosby from Rat, came down from, I think they lived in like Palo Alto, California, and they came down to L.A. together, just trying to make it.
How many clicks on Wikipedia were you at this point? Jesus Christ. The guitarist from Rat is involved.
Dude, I was blasting Rat right before you guys came in.
I think Rat's local too, right?
That's Cinderella.
Cinderella. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, dude, do you remember the Cinderella hot dog commercial?
No, I don't.
Jake, I'm almost certain I'm not making this up, but I'm pretty sure there was a Cinderella hot dog commercial for a local Delaware County hot dog establishment that was a parody of one of their songs. You remember their song, Nobody's Fool, Nobody's Fool?
Yeah.
I'm almost
Beautiful
certain,
voice.
and I pray to God I'm not making this up right now, but I truly believe there was a Cinderella hot dog commercial where they were singing, Nobody's Fool, Nobody's Fool. So
I didn't even have to change the lyrics. Just the spelling for that.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
praying
incredible.
to God. We're going to look this up as soon as we're done tonight, but I'm 99% certain that was a real thing.
Oh my God.
But going back to fucking
The guitarist
from Rat, yeah, from going back to Robin Crosby, like he had come down from what I believe was Palo Alto, California, with Tawny Katane to make it in Hollywood, and it's kind of wild that they both kind of did. Like Tawny was super hot.
Was she a model as well as the video girl?
Dude, and she was married to David Coverdale from Whitesnake.
Okay, so they're all in the
orbit.
hair metal family.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Rat went fucking triple platinum.
God damn.
So I mean, like I get the impression that they're viewed as a footnote, but I mean, they
They
triple
got their
platinum.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got paid. So as time progressed, she was still friends with Robin Crosby, and they would bang, and they were banging while she was fucking with OJ, and OJ made it clear to her, like, look, you're not going to fuck anybody else. So she was.
I don't care if he is the guitar player for a rat.
I'm nobody's fool. But yeah, he made it clear to her that she's not gonna fuck anybody else. She's like, yeah, whatever, OJ. So I think there were enough incidents as to where she knew she was scared of him, and she knew that he was stalking her. And eventually, Robin Crosby became aware of it too, because at one point, Robin and Tawny had checked into an LA hotel under assumed names. They checked in under Mr. and Mrs. Jones.
Wow.
And they got a call in the room. It was Robin Crosby's, one of his roadies saying, look, you're not going to believe this, but fucking OJ Simpson is downstairs and he's freaking the fuck out, asking where you are. And so Robin Crosby was like, all right, I don't want any parts of fucking OJ. So he escaped out of the building, got in his limo, and took off.
That ain't how it works, lady. He decides when he's done with you.
So OJ was exhibiting this behavior with other people.
Yeah, and this is like mid-'80s, early 80s?
Yeah,
kinda?
mid-'80s would make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's done playing, and he's yet to be... Is he still playing?
Who, the rat guy?
OJ, was he still playing football?
No, he's done. Like, he's just
done playing,
he's just
and he's about to be in comedy movies.
Yeah.
So still in the in-between athlete, not quite actor yet.
He's just a pitchman at this point. Like,
Yeah.
one of the crazy things about him was coming into pro football, he signed a deal with ABC right off the bat. So as a rookie, he had a broadcasting deal with them, which is kind of weird because I'd never heard of anybody doing that. Usually it's a gig that guys get upon retirement, or if they get fucking knocked out of they're not in the playoffs or some shit like that. But
not an active player.
But OJ was pretty sharp. Like, he got a broadcasting deal his rookie year with ABC.
Yeah, I mean, Heisman winner, first to go in the draft.
Yeah.
I feel like they thought they had a nice, which he was. He was fucking
yeah.
charismatic.
He was,
intelligent guy in front of the camera.
To that point, like, Hertz is, I think the thing that he's most noted for as a pitchman was Hertz Rent-A-Car.
Oh yeah, I don't remember these.
They were great commercials. They usually revolved around him racing through the airport to catch his plane. Mm-hmm. I don't know their exact numbers, but their sales skyrocketed immediately upon having OJ as the pitchman.
That's so funny. For a rental car. It's like,
dude, even after he was done playing, he was a Hertz pitchman, and the company loved him so much that the CEO of Hertz would negotiate the contracts with OJ. It wouldn't be any underlings.
Yeah.
Like, they just loved OJ, and he was the pitchman for other things. Like, he had some kind of like bottled water deal, a soda deal. He was a honey baked ham pitchman.
Wow.
Yeah.
damn, he really had revenue.
He had everything,
back then.
dude. He was
Cutco knives.
He's like this Shaquille O'Neal of today.
at the time when he got divorced from Nicole, he was making an estimated $600,000.
A year?
Just a year. Yeah,
Yeah.
just out a year, just from fucking appearances and just from doing commercials every now and again.
Damn.
Wow.
So he was crushing it, man.
Yeah. And he's already sitting on a pile of money from football.
Yeah, he made a ton of money. He was very smart about what he did. I don't know of any secondary properties. I think he just lived at the house on Rockingham.
Where is that? Beverly?
Brentwood.
Okay.
Brentwood, which is where Nicole lived too. And
Really?
Yeah, she lived. Dude, it's wild.
So she's got money from him at this point, right? She was not famous or anything before they met.
No,
She was OJ's
yeah,
lady,
she was just OJ's
and then
chick. Yeah.
she's got the alimony money, so she got her own spread close by. Kids can not far from house to house.
Yep.
All right.
So she got, I believe, close to $500,000 in the initial divorce settlement, and then she was getting like $10,000 a month from him alimony. She was doing okay, but it became apparent to her that, like, all right, the money's going to run out eventually.
Yeah.
And I think she settled on that place in Brentwood because it was, even though Brentwood's super fucking expensive, it was a condo, so it wasn't that bad, and it had enough room for her and the kids and the dog.
Not by the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air house. It was on the flat part where
he lived. His neighbor was the person who owned the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air
OJ's
house.
neighbor?
OJ, yeah, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air house is on Rockingham.
Yeah.
What?
So, which when I found that out, I felt like it would have been kind of funny if that's how we threw Ron Goldman off the property, like Uncle Phil used to do to Jazz.
But she's down the hill in a condo, right? There's no
Yeah.
condos up on those streets.
No, and it is. And it's like one of the last times that I went to L.A., I went and I visited, and I took the route that I believe that OJ probably took from Bundy to Rockingham.
What's he get on, the 110 or the...
Dude, it's neighborhood streets.
Oh, he's not even on the freeway, right?
Dog.
He never gets on the freeway.
He does not.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking 7-minute drive from Nicole's house to OJ's house. It's like 4 turns. And when seeing Nicole's property, like his house is torn down. The property's still there, but the guy that bought the house after OJ's house was foreclosed upon within a year of him getting out of jail.
Okay.
But going from Nicole's house to OJ's house, it's about like a 7-minute drive. It's like 2 miles away.
And that's the extent of what the slow-speed chase was?
No, the slow speed chase was through the freeway. Yeah, it was like a parade.
Like, damn, dude.
They didn't get him
slower than
coming.
I thought.
Yeah, dude, they didn't get him coming from the murders. It was a couple days after. He was grand marshaling from the Bronco.
They should have put some more decorations on that Bronco. Okay. Murder took place at night.
Yeah.
Right?
I
And
think
this
it
is
was
a couple-
June 13th or 14th, and then within a few days, like OJ that night, like it's fucking, the timeline's crazy. Even with him killing her, he was on a plane to Chicago within like an hour and a half.
Damn.
So like that night of the murders, like in the book If I Did It, OJ talks about like interacting with Kato, and he says that like he bumped into Kato because Kato was walking to the hot tub with a towel over his shoulder and a porno magazine in the other hand.
Damn, dude, he's gonna go
He's gonna wreck his meat in OJ's jacuzzi.
Dude,
How disgusting is
the
that?
juice is loose.
He's getting juiced.
Damn,
But-
so he just went to the airport and was like, I'll take the next flight.
Well, yeah, dude, he from the murders, like he
I can't believe I fucking thought the slow speed chase. Like such a
It's
fucking
so-
idiot, dude. Oh my god.
It stays in. That's it.
I was like, damn, I thought this thing was all day.
John, I'm gonna choose to believe that's what happened from here on out, man. That makes it so much more intriguing.
The cops are just walking next to the Bronco.
I guess I should have done
Throwing
a
out candy and
little
everyone.
bit. I should have researched a little bit. But you're my guy.
OJ's throwing beads on the cops' necks. Show us your hands, and he gets like beads around his neck.
Yeah, I just imagine so many of those cops were like shedding a tear because they knew they'd never be able to swim in that pool again.
They're going to arrest him with a towel over his shoulder, a porno bag in the other hand,
Flip flops and shit.
just wearing a snorkel. Come
This
on,
hurts
OJ.
me more than it's gonna hurt you, OJ.
But going back to her property, one of my favorite things to do in visiting murder sites is to
You ever listen to yourself say that?
Active. Yeah.
But the two murder sites that I really truly wanted to visit, that I did visit, were the Sharon Tate house. You can go to the end of Cielo Drive. You can't go to her property. The house was leveled a long time ago, but the property,
It's the Full House producer that bought it, right?
yeah, Jeff Franklin.
Yeah.
So, but
That dude, there's some bangers from what I hear.
dude, his house, it looks like a Persian warrior lives there. Like it's a monstrosity and it's fucking gross. Which
Isn't that OJ's gang?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the same house that Trent Reznor owned?
They rented it to make Downward Spiral,
Okay.
and it was '94 that they made that.
And it was
It was the same house.
Okay,
Yeah, dude, it was the same house.
Yeah.
And there's really great footage. You can find it on YouTube. But one of the sound guys just recorded, and it's just like a handheld cam of just like walking around like the property. It looks the exact same as when the murders happened.
Wow.
And the sound studio was set up in the room by the fireplace where Jay Sebring and Sharon Tate were murdered. It's fucked up.
In
looking.
'94,
In '94 they did
building
it.
was still not knocked down.
It wasn't knocked down. I would say within a few months of them finishing recording the album there, it was leveled, and then another owner came in. I don't know if Jeff
Who
Franklin
owned it after
Somebody else tried
the
to buy it
murders?
too. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Was it Marilyn Manson? I think who tried to buy it afterwards.
I don't know. Well, I could picture him trying to buy the property. I think '94, like he wasn't big enough yet. Although he was
Yeah.
fucing with Trent Reznor, but I
Yeah.
think he came into cahoots with Trent Reznor heavily
96, 98.
yeah, down in New Orleans, because they were trying to put some shit together down there.
Okay.
I picture him in his get up, in his fucking video concert get up with a mortgage loan officer.
Like cat's eye contact lenses, signing for a mortgage.
I don't think I can do this for you, Mr. Manson.
Yeah.
This is a little too on the nose, if you ask me.
It seems you have a lot of medical debt from removing your ribs.
Dude, he's got to sign his... Manson's on the stilts, and he's got to, like, reach up to shake his hand.
I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Oh, yeah,
you.
but going back, like, those are the two murder sites I really wanted to go to. Primarily just to gain more context, because it always... I never understood how more people, or any people, just didn't hear what was happening.
Right, yeah.
With the Sharon Tate house, when you go up
literally
there...
screaming fucking bloody murder.
It's but
it's like, it's all wooded, right? It's like
it
being
is,
in
and
a
it's in the
forest.
hills, and just sounds coming from everywhere. It's very creepy, especially when you go at night. You have no idea where sounds are coming from,
Yeah.
and a lot of sound, I'm sure, gets nullified by the landscape.
And there's fucking coyotes and shit up there.
It's fucking creepy, dude. There's a lot of like weird streets. Like I said, you can't go up to Cielo because Cielo, there's a street called Bella Drive, which runs perpendicular to it. And going up Cielo, there's a bunch of properties there. So as soon as you get onto that drive, which is what the killers parked at the bottom of the drive,
Yeah.
and they would have had to walk up that drive to get to Sharon Tate's property.
Is it pretty accurate in the Hollywood movie?
No, it looks totally different.
Okay.
I mean, I think that was just more of a convenience
That's
thing.
just always the image
Yeah.
I'll have in my head, though.
So it's basically just like a thin street. It's essentially a big driveway, and then there's a hillside over here, and then over here there's like fucking condos, I guess. This is kind of cool too. I would like to do this with you guys if you're interested. But there's a guy named Jeffrey Oman, I think his name is. He will allow you to buy a ticket to his house, which is along Cielo Drive. Roughly, it's yards from the
you
gate
get
to
a
where the
view
old Sharon
of
Tate
the
property is.
property.
And he claims it's like haunted, but it sounds cool because you can hang out on the drive and you can walk up and down because you have permission from one of the homeowners.
Yeah, I mean, just paying admission to hang out in a fucking Hollywood Hills house seems worth it.
Dude, get this. He also makes you barbecue.
What?
That comes with the price of the ticket.
Oh,
You got
Jeffrey
green,
Oman,
You
I
got a
think it's
green egg out in the backyard smoking up some meats for us.
dude.
So
If I go, I want to have a towel over one shoulder.
yeah. You're just yelling to the cops in OJ's pool. You guys want a hot dog?
Cinderella's playing.
Everybody's full. Oh man, but the other house that I really wanted to go to was the Nicole Simpson murder site. Again, just to gain context.
And that's not, I mean, that's like you have to park your car, find parking, right? Like you can't just pull onto their property, right?
That's easier to access than the Sharon Tate property because you're clearly in the way. Going up to the Sharon Tate property on Cielo Drive, it's all these like weird twists and turns, the roads up there. Mm-hmm. And if you're parking on the road, like you're clearly just a fucking looky-loo.
Yeah.
So you feel in the way constantly, and you kind of want to like get in and get out, get your pictures, or get.
Yeah,
whatever
you're
you
doing
need, get the
something
fuck out.
totally creepy and unacceptable there,
Yes.
and you don't want to be seen doing it.
Oh, dude, I was taking pictures out front of the wrong property.
my
My wife drove me up there. The very first time I went up to Cielo Drive, I was fucking hammered, and my wife was driving me, and I was in the back seat trying to piss into a Gatorade bottle. And it was like, and because like there's so many twists and turns, like piss was going everywhere.
In a rental car?
Yes, in a rental car.
A Hertz rental.
And my wife finally got me there, and the address has changed now. The address used to be 10. Wait, I think it's 10055 Cielo.
5 or 6 digit one?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
5-digit.
yeah.
It's 10055 Cielo, I believe.
I looked into all this when the movie came out. Because I was like on Google Maps trying to figure it out.
It's so cool, dude.
Yeah.
And then they
I am
changed it.
very interested in this.
Well, let's go there.
Different
sometime.
reasons, I think. I'm not quite sure what your reasons are yet.
But dude, they changed it to 10066, which is why I had difficulty finding it. And the neighbor's house, which is like if Cielo's here, the neighbor like right here, his gate kind of looks like how I had seen pictures of her gate being.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, oh, cool, this is it. So I took like these somber pictures out front. And then as we were pulling away, I was like, oh, fuck, that's actually Cielo.
God damn.
It's like you putting a teddy bear.
It's like actually Pauly Shore's house. He's like, hey, buddy.
Well, then you got to go back.
Yeah. I got to do it right, man.
Yeah, you got to get the right address.
Yeah. But then I ended up going to Nicole Simpson's property. And the cool thing about that is everything's essentially the same except the front of the house. They added some new hardscape to it. So there's a wall there where the original gate was because he killed her right out front. It was like as soon as you go inside the gate. Yeah, it was outside. Really? If you open the gate, you would take a few steps to get to the initial steps, and her body was found at the base of those steps.
Okay.
So if you were just walking down the street that day in '94, like you would have seen the bodies.
Jesus.
And Ron Goldman was killed like on it's kind of like a patio off to the side of those steps.
But also outside.
Yes.
Man.
So what they did was by putting that they put a small wall up and they put like some kind of like planter in front of it. Mm-hmm. But if you're a creep, like that's a property.
Yeah, yeah.
But where it gets cool,
gonna have to do more to
throw me off the scent. Yeah, dude, get the fuck out of my face, dude. Where really, there's two things that really stood out about Nicole Simpson's property. Is one, how noisy Bundy Drive is. You totally get how nobody heard anything. One.
Traffic constantly.
Traffic. Well, there was a lot of even though the houses are close together, there's a lot of trees there. So I imagine sound may get muffled through that, even if people are having their heads cut off. But the traffic, I believe, was the primary reason why nobody heard anything.
Yeah.
There's enough traffic. There's enough foot traffic in addition to the automobile traffic as to where like people could have just thought it was like people just having an argument.
Yeah.
And not somebody like
it's a lively enough neighborhood.
Right. Yeah. But the automobile traffic it's incessant, and that was a big reason why Nicole had apprehension about buying that house is because it was so fucking loud. However,
kids.
Yeah, she was limited by what she could buy, but she ended up getting it. And one of the cool things about it is if you go around back, the house looks the same.
How do you get around back?
You just walk around. It's an alleyway.
No shit.
They're just condos in that on that block of Bundy. So you could walk through.
I guess when you're not fucking stoned on weed, you don't always feel like everyone thinks you shouldn't be there.
Yeah. Well,
I'd be so obviously out of place if I went with you. Just be like, Mike, I don't think we should be doing this.
You do get that feeling though, and I don't know if it's just you thinking that, or if like people just know to come out after a while. Like, all right, asshole, keep it moving. But you feel that way. But it's so cool seeing the back of the house because looking at like crime scene photos, not like the gory ones, but just photos that were taken because there were blood droplets out back from OJ cutting his hand that led out back, and like his Bronco was parked out back probably. So you can go and be like where he probably was leaving the residence. So that shit's like super cool. Like it's fucking terrifying, and it's like it has like that. I don't know what the architecture type is called, but it feels like that like 80s, like maybe like deco. Is it Art Deco?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It has that kind of a feel.
Miami, right? Doesn't
Yeah,
Miami
yeah,
look like that?
yeah. So it has that, and you can essentially do that. And if you can map out the residence. If you just go on like fucking Google Maps, you'll see that like you can just drive that route pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And that's what OJ did, and he fucking went back to his house. He got a quick shower, and was on a plane to Chicago a couple hours later.
It's fucking crazy,
dude.
I never knew that's how it went down.
Probably.
I thought it was like someone called the cops and he ran from the scene.
Apparently, he got back to his place, got the shower, and like the whole time his limo was waiting for him to take him to the airport. Yeah. And like the limo driver's like, I thought I saw a car come in, and but they weren't exactly sure. And they just like sat there waiting for him to and he just came in all like showered and like, all right, let's go to Chicago.
Yeah.
He's like, do I have blood on my face?
And before he actually murdered her, he went to McDonald's with Kato in his Bentley.
Damn. Yeah. Supersize it, baby.
Oh, but on a little stinkery note,
the ice cream machine was broken and it just set him off. Sorry.
No, dude, that was perfect, dude.
I've wanted to chop somebody's head off so many times.
Just take it off the menu at this point. It's like, I'm never going to get it. Yeah. I'm never going to have another McFlurry.
You're essentially Weekend at Bernie's-ing that ice cream machine.
I'll come in there and play some voodoo music.
Oh, dude. But yeah, him getting away with it, I feel like we'll just gloss over the trial. Nothing really too exciting there. We all know what happened,
It's
man.
absolutely crazy.
But yeah, dude, he went back when he got out of fucking jail. He went back. They had a huge party. They got to live it up for a couple months.
And after was he
At
in
Rock-
jail during the trial?
Yes, he was there the whole time, the whole year,
Okay.
and 3 months or whatever the fuck it was.
Was he in any kind of special?
I imagine, yeah.
Yeah, not
I
just
think
a
when
gen
he
pop.
got busted for the robbery, then he was in general population.
Yeah,
Because he was doing like peer mediation and he was just occupying his time.
yeah.
But yeah, he lived it up at Rockingham for another few months, and then like eventually he found his way like down to Florida. I don't know like how much time had passed before like him getting out of jail before he ended up down to Florida. It might have been some time. But he went down there, and one of the funny things that I found about was like his first time getting in trouble happened after being acquitted for murder was 2000 down in Miami. He got in a road rage incident where he pulled a guy's glasses off his face.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then
The guy had just said, "You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you?"
no, I'm going to cut your fucking head off.
But I'm no little stinker.
Yeah, he just took the guy's glasses off.
So funny. Held him by the forehead as he started to swing at him.
OJ's the fourth stooge. But he got in trouble down there for that. And again, it was just like him trying to rationalize like, oh, the guy was like beeping at me and flashing his lights. I thought I had a flat or something. So that's why I got out and ran to his car and ripped his fucking glasses off of his face. But he did that, and nothing serious came of that. Then he got in trouble again. It was 4th of July, fucking maybe 2003. He got caught speeding in a manatee protection zone.
Dude.
Was it like a no wake fucking?
Yeah, it's just
kinda,
like these poor fucking manatees. It's like I
can't catch a break.
Yeah, I think the only like predators they typically have are like crocodiles and alligators. But it's just like you now have to worry about OJ too, just because he wants to race his fucking speedboat. But he got cited for $130 for riding in that manatee zone.
Was he? How fast was he going?
I don't know, man. That's a great question, though.
I gotta imagine you can't go over 15 in that area. They're probably pretty strict about it. No wake zones have a lot of enforcement.
He has a girlfriend on board, so you got to show off, man.
Yeah.
I back him on this one.
Was he a boozer at all?
Yeah, he partied a little bit.
Yeah.
And I imagine he was partying on that boat that day. It was the fucked up thing is like the way he got away with it. He didn't even have to pay $130 because like when they put him on trial for speeding in the manatee zone, they had him like try on a wetsuit that was too small. They're like, look, dude, don't take your arthritis pills this day.
Oh,
He's just naked, just trying on this fucking wetsuit. Joey's like, no way, we can
Doesn't
convict
fit.
him.
Yeah.
If the body glove don't fit, you must have quit. But then in fucking before we get to the fucking robbery,
glove, dude.
I do want to talk about the fucking juiced.
Unbelievable.
Incredible. We haven't even watched the full fucking video
All
of
we got
OJ's
access
prank
to.
show. Yeah, we haven't watched a full video of OJ's prank show, but we watched the 20-minute deleted scenes. My God, man.
Yeah, we gotta watch the real episode.
We'll get around to that too. And also, oh my God, dude, did you watch his fucking workout video?
No, I started it. I didn't
Dude.
finish it though.
It's fun. It's fun, but he is so fucking funny in this video,
Is he?
dude. There's no reason for this one fucking scene that it caused a coughing fit because it was so funny and unnecessary. In the OJ workout video, which you could just find on YouTube, the fucking Juice show, it took a lot to track that down. But the OJ workout video, if you want to just fucking go Google it right now, you'll find it. It's very easy to find. And it starts off like a typical fucking workout video with him just like doing aerobics and shit
He's got,
like that.
leotards and sweatbands
Yes,
in the
dude,
mix. Yeah.
it's that, and it's him a personal trainer and then just like a bunch of random people that are in shape just doing these calisthenics with him. But in the outtakes of that, like he continuously makes like domestic violence jokes about like anytime there's like an arm extension involved, he's like, you might want to make sure your wife's not too close or else she might catch a pop or something
Jesus
like that.
Christ.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
But where it gets really funny is it goes from that, which is a typical like fucking dance studio, to like these situations where a person might not typically work out, but they might need to just quickly get the blood going.
The knife section of a Bed Bath & Beyond.
Dude, he's working out in his fucking office. He's working out in his hotel room. And then he's working out on a plane.
In flight?
In flight, and there's actors around him sitting there just going through magazines and shit while he's doing like this fucking... This was filmed 3 weeks before the fucking murders, by the way.
Whoa.
Yeah. So this eventual murderer is doing fucking dips on a plane, showing you how to do fucking squats in your goddamn upright position.
Jesus, man.
But dude, there's one scene after
He rocks.
Yeah,
He fucking rolls,
yeah. Dude. Aside from the domestic violence, beheadings, and road rage incidents, he's kind of the man.
Yeah, take all that away.
Yeah.
Take away. You guys remember that Ruth Buzzy Dean Martin roast?
Yeah, take all that away, man. He's just a Persian warrior at heart. But dude, in this airplane scene on OJ's workout video, it's called like minimal maintenance for men or some shit. But in this airplane scene,
minimal maintenance. You're working out on a fucking airplane. Take a,
it's
a
lot of
one
fucking
time you're supposed to
maintenance,
break.
dude. It's probably more maintenance than the actual mechanics that are doing maintenance on the plane. But dude, he's on the scene like when he's done working out, it shows him in another section of the plane. And then immediately people sit down next to him. One is a woman with a crying baby, and on the other side is one of the fattest people I've ever seen. They're squishing him into his chair. And I wrote down his quote here. Just give me a second to find it. But he says something in regards to like what you should do if you find yourself in this circumstance. And he's listing things you could do, like maybe like put on a blindfold to maybe like will yourself to sleep. And if you can't do that, he says, you might also pray for the strongest tailwind in the history of aviation.
That's fucking great,
dude. Another thing that really cracked me up on the fucking workout video was in the hotel scene. He gets in. He's got like a blazer on. He's dressed nice. He's like, yeah, you might want to change this to workout clothes. He's like, before you start your workout, and then he just goes in the bathroom, and then it's a quick cut to him being in workout gear. He's like, you notice how I changed that quick? That's why they call me the Juice. It's like, no, why?
What does that mean?
That doesn't mean anything, you fucking moron.
That's the first time you referred to your notes, dude. Does
Yeah,
that whole
dude, I
fucking
wish
thing
I'd
off
memorized
the top.
that thing. Dude, there's one other thing I have to refer to the notes for. Now, one of the more fucked up aspects of all this is that Nicole's dog, Kato, witnessed the murders and then was fucking howling to bring people's attention to the fact that her owner was dead and he probably thought she was hurt or whatever. Just hurt.
Yeah.
So a neighbor heard the dog. He was out walking his dog and he saw him and he saw that his paws were bloody and he was just like, all right, what do I fucking do here? Because he had a collar on, but he didn't have a tag indicating where he would be
house?
from.
Yeah.
Now, I guess the guy naturally assumed that he lived there, but he didn't want to just walk on somebody else's property.
Yeah.
So he started walking away with his dog, and Nicole's dog, Kato, started following him.
Okay.
So he's like, all right.
So it wasn't like a fenced-in property. It's just
It did have gates, but I guess the gates were left open.
somebody forgot to close it.
Yeah. And you know what? The latch on the back gate was open, so that's how OJ initially got in.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And I think he knew that from stalking her previously.
Yeah, he put fucking duct tape over it the day before.
But anyway, the dog was following the neighbor home, and then the guy brought the dog in, and the dog was he had just seen 2 fucking murders.
Yeah.
So the dog's wilding out, and he comes across
Trying his hardest to speak English. Yeah. You'll never believe who it was.
He's going like this with his paw. Maybe he puts orange juice in his bowl. The dog just smacks it away.
No, you fucking idiot! I don't want any OJ.
But this poor fucking dog's trying to show this guy where these murders were, and they're getting further away from the murder scene, which is only a few blocks at this point. And the dog's wilding out, so this guy realizes he can't keep this dog in his apartment. So he notices another neighbor who's a dog owner, out with his dog. He's like, dude, can you fucking take this dog off my hands? Like, we're going to call animal control. We're going to try to get him taken care of. But animal control said the last person that was at the pound was leaving for the night. So they would have to wait until the morning to get somebody to come get the dog. So these people are just being nice people. They want to take care of the dog. The neighbor who initially came across Kato the dog passes him off to another neighbor. And that guy took him into his apartment that he and his wife lived in. And the dog's going nuts. And they're like, all right, maybe if I take him for a walk again, he'll calm the fuck down. So they take Kato the dog back outside, and Kato just starts walking back toward Nicole's property. Mm-hmm. He's running ahead, then he'll double back to kind of like say, like, look, this is where we need to go. It's so sweet, and it's so heartbreaking to hear what this fucking dog went through. And then he finally leads them back to Nicole's residence, and he goes up the walkway, and he's waiting for the guy. And the guy like goes up, and he sees the bodies, and that's how the bodies were found.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. Super fucked up.
That
super
is fucking
sad.
crazy. That's like one of the craziest parts about that whole story. I can't believe it took your psychotic research to fucking learn about it.
You think
that should be on the news every day?
John, you think that's psychotic research? Wait till you find out about this. There's two other elements about Kato the dog that I really need to point out to you guys. So,
damn, Kato was a fucking hero.
Yeah.
He's an Akita. They're fiercely protective dogs. However, this dog was
smart as hell too, right?
Yes, but this dog was just a big sweetheart. Mm-hmm. And I think it's unfair to judge him for not doing anything because he knew OJ. Mm-hmm. He knew OJ. He probably knew Ron, according to OJ's account of what happened, because he said he was wagging his tail when he saw OJ, and then he was wagging his tail again when he saw Ron. So Ron might have been there before.
Yeah,
but he was just a friendly dog, so who the fuck knows?
Right.
So he was thinking like Akita. And the dog was eventually fucking interviewed by the fucking chief trainer for the LAPD's K9 unit, this guy, Sergeant Don Yarnall.
I was going to ask what the sergeant's name was.
Yeah, Don Yarnall's a good dog sergeant name. So they interviewed this fucking dog.
And explain everything about this. What the fuck is this?
They bought him Chick-fil-A.
They interviewed the dog. Like, the general was a dog, too? It was like a dog interviewing a dog, or
they played good dog, bad dog. One dog just came in and bit him, and the other one came in and was licking his asshole.
This is Lieutenant Sergeant Good Boy.
But dude, here's the evaluation that Sergeant Don Yarnall gave Kato the dog: nice disposition, but inadequate instincts or courage to protect his territory, his owner, or himself.
Damn.
That is such a bizarre profession.
How big of a cocksucker do you have to be to make that analysis of a dog and not just say, he's a good boy?
Yeah, dude.
He's just such a good boy.
Why is this being done?
I don't know.
How many times a day in this country
taxpayer
are
money.
we paying for that? That
for dog assessments.
So bizarre. I'm going to challenge. I got one challenge an episode from here on out. Mike, you made that up.
I did not. I swear
real.
to God.
It's real.
Dude, they threw the book at Kato, and he fetched it, and he brought it back.
He assesses dogs like an elite Yelper.
Dude, that was... Man, put yourself in that dog's paws for a minute and fucking treat him a little bit better.
If you think that's insane, wait till you get to this.
I can't imagine what is next.
So, being that it's such a high-profile case, and it's Los Angeles, the creeps fucking came out of the woodwork in all aspects of this case. Probably the most insane aspect that I learned about was this honorary little stinker, this guy named Frederick Keel, who co-authored a book with Kato the dog.
Oh, my God.
Whose name he lists as Kato the Akita. So he's Italian. But this fucking dude, Frederick Keel, wrote a book called OJ's Dog Days.
And you have 3 copies right here, obviously.
I wish I did, dude. I wish I had that foresight.
Signed.
But dude, the fucking But I'm gonna show you the cover when we're done. But the cover is just Kato the dog, and underneath it says, "Ain't I a handsome stud?" Underneath that it says, "Every copy is autographed." If I had written the book, I would have said every copy is potographed.
Autographed, obviously.
Oh,
But they're still keeping it whimsical. And then under that, it's supposedly a direct quote from Kato the dog that says, "I'm smarter than the other Kato," and ellipses. I don't know what that means.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, I don't know.
There was supposed to be a second book. And he
Well,
died too soon.
I can't imagine they would have any more information to pick apart because OJ's Dog Days is 356 fucking pages long.
holy! That dog
Christ.
had a lot to say.
Is it fiction? Or is it? What is this about?
Well, the cover would lead you to believe that OJ's Dog Days, co-written by Kato the Dog and Frederick Keel, is a whimsical book. Just kind of like, I don't know, maybe like a way to like fund this dog's care or something.
Well, the page numbers make me think otherwise.
Yes. And a quick aside, the dog was cared for by Nicole's parents for the next 10 years of his life and led a very nice life.
That is good to know.
However, going back to OJ's Dog Days, I'd like to read everyone an excerpt. Are you guys ready for this?
Absolutely,
Oh,
please.
The very first page, Kato describes OJ's favorite color as chartreuse. Now,
Dogs are colorblind.
it seems that you humans, this is Kato the Dog speaking, and I quote, "It seems that you humans just can't control those emotions that erupt in colors in green and blue and red, especially splashy red. And everyone knows I've seen enough of that color.
Jesus.
Or at least the sixth shade of mottled gray that coagulating red blood appears to canine eyes. God, it stinks. And I've seen way too much of it running through those puddles of coagulating gray, putting my snout into it, and even licking it, staring into Nicole's suddenly sightless eyes, that gaping hole in her throat, the multi-hues of gray and black fluid seeping from the hole, licking that, trying to close that wound somehow, because I'm a dog after all, and I can do things like that. This dog thinks in Slipknot lyrics."
We have got to buy the rights to this movie.
We're being juiced right now. This
Is the whole book in first canine point of view?
Yes. 356 pages,
Oh
John.
my
Of
God!
describing the crime scene?
Yes.
Was the dog ever put on the stand?
Dude, that guy has definitely done some bad things.
Oh,
It's funny you mention that.
That's a psycho.
John, I Googled him. I can't find anything about the author.
Yeah, he's in the wind for a reason.
Yeah.
dude, it's OJ.
It
It's
might be.
OJ.
Oh my God.
But that's,
If I bid it.
but
God damn, that's
what led me to believe that Kato, the dog, might have done it. And Jake, if they had interviewed him, I think that would have been like, it's at least, I mean, clearly the interview that the LAPD did was just to test the dog's fucking moral capacity. It wasn't whether or not he committed the murder, but my God, ask some questions.
Yeah, they didn't paw print him.
If a dog did it, all you got to do is like ask, "Did you do this?"
Yeah.
And the dog would be like when the dogs do that shit, you know they fucking did it.
Starts averting its eyes and trying to paw over its face.
Look at him. He knows what he did. Oh, man. Dude,
I can't believe that exists. I cannot.
All right,
Who was that book for?
us.
And only
Yeah,
us?
it's just, we're going to buy the only 3 copies that anyone's ever bought.
Dude.
That's goddamn. No, not even a picture of this guy you could find.
Nothing. That's
That's got to be a
One day,
alias.
26 years later, so 3 FGRs are going to really appreciate this book.
Yeah, dude. So I think that's a good place to end it because like right now, like OJ is fucking stinking it up, man. He's at Buffalo Wild Wings every fucking weekend.
He's tweeting.
He's playing golf. He's living off that $10,000 a month pension, and God knows what other kind of money he's making on the
I don't think he's
table.
paying for those rounds.
I don't think so either.
I don't think he has to spend much a day.
Yeah.
OJ, You a true stinker, bro.
Oh, boys, that was a lot of fun.
That was fun as shit. I learned a lot.
I did too, man.
I learned a little too much.
I learned that we have some reading to do.
Yeah, oh my God. This will be the first book I've read
Little
in
Stink-
15 years.
Little Stinkers Book Club.
That's a great idea.
Dude.
Maybe we should start that. Maybe like with every episode, like we'll pick one book that.
It's like
would
Oprah's
probably
Book
be
Club.
cool. Yeah.
But
Yeah, this is Doper's book club.
Yeah, one book a year. That's not fucking. I'm a slow reader.
We're not trying to change the brain chemistry of people to become psychotic.
Man, but that was fun, guy. I really fucking love doing this shit with you, and I can't wait to figure out who we're gonna do next.
Yeah, this is fucking great. Love you guys.
And I truly loved how everybody was listing in the comments all the people that you might want to see featured on here, and we're definitely going to go through all of those, and we're going to pick a lot, if not all of those people that you recommended, because I could fucking have fun looking into anybody, just being able to do
Yeah,
that
you
with
do your
guys.
research.
It was so much fun, and I feel like getting into the fucking habit of doing this stuff and finding out, not only, like, I don't just want to find out fucked up details, like, I want to find funny shit, like, that Kato the fucking Dog wrote a 356-page book.
Yeah, I'd never thought.
Like, that's the kind
we'd
of
be
shit where
getting
it's
that
just
kind
like,
of
all
dirt.
right, OJ, you're the best for fucking bringing the best out of this dog, out of this pawther. You created a pawther, OJ.
World's first Palther.
Do you think he won a Pulitzer Prize?
All right, guys. I love you guys, and keep commenting who you want in the fucking to see on future Little Snickers episodes in the comments, and yeah, we're happy to do it, and I can't wait to do a fucking million of these. All right, love you guys. Have a good day.
Thanks, guys.